Hey Martin Road, it's Mrs. Vicaretti here. I'm hopping on here today. It's Sunday, it's May 3rd. It was beautiful out, so I hope to God that every single one of you had a wonderful weekend and was able to get yourself outside and enjoy that fresh weather, because I don't know about you, but that sunshine and that nice weather made me feel a whole lot happier, and it didn't make me feel like I was stuck in this world with this craziness going on. So I wanted to hop on here today to show you guys a little story here called Shoes for the World. And this little story here is the point of it is for you guys to think about some random act of kindness that people put forth into the world. People don't really realize that the kindness that people do, it could be a very small action or a very small comment or a very large action, and how much it affects the person that's receiving that kindness, and what difference you guys can make in making this world a kinder place. And right now, I think this is a really awesome story to read at the time that we're going through this whole coronavirus, okay? So, making a difference in the world. Shoes for the World. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read you the story, and while I'm reading you the story, I just want you to think what kinds of actions do these characters show? What kind of kindness are they putting out into the world, and what thoughts were they thinking? Okay, what does kindness look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? And then what we're going to do afterwards is we're going to talk about some things that we can do and what's in our control, so we can contribute and be a part of this kind world in making a difference. Okay, so Blake Mycosky's life was changed in a few seconds. He was on a trip to Argentina when he saw people giving free shoes to children. Blake was sad to see how many children had been going barefoot. They were too poor to buy shoes. Some of them had big cuts on their feet. He wondered what would happen with their new shoes didn't fit anymore. Would they go barefoot again? When he got home, he couldn't stop thinking about the children he'd seen. He wanted to do something to help them. Blake had other businesses, but he had never run a shoe company before. He called his new shoe company Tom's, which stood for Tomorrow's Shoes. For every pair of shoes he sold, he would give one pair away. His company sold lots of shoes. On Blake's first trip back to Argentina, he had 10,000 pairs of shoes to give away. 3 boys took him to a field where they had been playing soccer. The field was filled with glass, and they had been playing barefoot. Blake was so happy to see the boys wearing their new Tom's shoes. Now their feet would be safe. It was one of the best moments of his life. Tom's had now given children around the world over 60 million pairs of shoes. That's enough shoes for each child in Argentina to have 6 pairs. Okay? So this story, he was a business owner, and all he did was he heard a story about how children did not have enough money to afford shoes. Okay? He didn't need to do anything about that. He just needed to say, he could just been told that. He could have just moved on with his life. But instead, he kind of thought about it, okay? He thought, and he used some empathy. He put himself in those children's shoes. And he realized, like, if I didn't have shoes, I would walk around barefoot. And that would be painful, especially for children who like to run and play sports. It's very, very painful. And it said right in the story that they had cuts on their feet, okay? And and it hurt to walk around. So instead of taking that in and just ignoring it, he decided that he was going to take his skills, where he was a business owner, and he decided to open a shoe store. And he didn't open a shoe store to make lots of money, but he opened a shoe store for the whole purpose, and his goal was so he could provide shoes for those children who could not afford them. Okay? That was a random act of kindness. That was so caring. He opened a business and he put energy into this for somebody else to get something out of it. And I think that's an amazing thing. Okay? So what I really wanted to think about is, what are some things that you can do? Okay? What kinds of actions can we do? Okay? You can start making a difference in the world by doing kinds or helpful things at home. Think of somebody in your family. Who is it? And write his or her name down. Think of one kind or helpful thing you can do for him or her this week. Describe what you can do. Okay? So think about it. What are some things that you can do that could be very, very helpful in the world? And let's start small. Okay? think of somebody that you live with, somebody that's in your family, okay? Or if you can't think of somebody in your family, maybe you can think of a neighbor, okay? Who is this person that you're thinking of that you feel like you can provide some sort of kindness, okay? And what you can do is you can go and get a piece of paper and you could write that family member's name down, okay? And then what you could do then is you're going to think of one kind or helpful thing you can do to that person that you wrote down here. Who is that family member you identified? Who is that neighbor? Okay, is it a mom, a dad, a sister, a brother, a grandma, a grandpa? Okay, what could you do to help that person? Even if you have a family member that's in a nursing home, what could you do to help that person? Okay, what helpful thing or what kind thing can you do for that week, and describe what you could do? Okay, I want you to think of something. All right, and here are some ideas here. Okay, I'm going to show you this on my screen. Okay, here are some really awesome ways that you could do it. You could say, today I will be patient. Today I will be persistent, meaning that you're going to power through and get something done. Today I will say thank you and I love you. Today I will cheer up a friend. Today I will look for an opportunity to help someone. I will name a unique thing about myself or that person that I care about. Okay, so these are some things too. And also, what else you could do is maybe you do have that family member in a nursing home. Maybe you can make them a card and mail it to them. Maybe you can help your mom and dad clean up the kitchen. Maybe you can help your brother or your sister do their schoolwork. Maybe you can just say nice things to them and try not to argue. You could do a lot of kind things, okay? So what I want you to do in the mission that I want is I want you to pick one thing that you could do that is kind. And I want you to write it down. And if you want to and you want to share it with me, you can hop on the Microsoft Teams and chat with me and tell me what you did. Snap a picture of the kindness if you want. Or you can email me, kvicaretti@lackawannaschools.org. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope that you are thinking of those one things that you could do that's helpful or kind to somebody else. And I really wish you luck with this, and I know you're already kind, and I want everybody else to see it. I hope everybody stays safe. Bye-bye.